So, how do giant companies even begin to manage their money? Let's talk about their hidden headaches. Okay, picture this, an e-commerce site with 500 million users. The scale is just mind-boggling. And it's not just users. They've got 1.5 million sellers and partners. Talk about a complex web. So seriously, how on earth do they keep all that money straight? It seems almost impossible, right? Well, at this size, even a tiny mistake in payments can cause huge problems and big financial risks. And this isn't just for online stores. Think about logistics companies. Manual work just can't keep up. The real problem spot? It's something called accounts payable. That's where everything gets stuck. The fix isn't just automation. It's about going fully autonomous. Systems that think and decide for themselves. And that's where this new AI solution, Purple Fabric, comes in. It's designed to totally transform things. For that e-commerce giant, this means grabbing data super accurately and paying their vendors way faster. Okay, now let's switch gears to that logistics leader. See how this same tech shook up their world. It built a totally hands-off process. AI reads, checks, and posts the invoices all on its own. And the results? Get this, 99% accuracy when pulling data from invoices. That's almost perfect. Even better, 80% of invoices are now processed with zero human touch. That is a massive change. And check this out, 100% compliance with their own internal audit rules. Just wow. So accounts payable stops being just a cost center, it becomes a strategic tool for the company. The big picture here? Finance isn't just reacting anymore. It's predicting things and actually driving growth.
So if AI can fix this, it makes you think, right? What part of your business is going to be next?
Let's dive into the powerful and maybe hidden tech company that's behind the world's biggest banks. This is Intellect Design Arena. They're a global powerhouse based right out of Chennai, India. So what makes them so different in a pretty crowded market? Well, it all comes down to one core philosophy. Their entire company is built around this idea of design thinking, basically solving problems with better human-focused design. Their founder, Arun Jain, built the whole company on the simple but really powerful idea. And they're so committed, they actually created the world's first design center just for financial technology. Okay, but how does this philosophy actually turn into tech? Let's check out their engine, emac.ai. It's an advanced architecture built on 4 key principles, all for ultimate flexibility and power. And get this, this means they're super open, with over 2,000 APIs for really seamless integration. So the big question is, how does this powerful tech actually get used? Well, it supports 4 key businesses. From corporate banking all the way to AI and insurance, their reach is pretty much everywhere. So what does all this mean in the real world? Let's take a look at their global impact. Right now, they're serving over 270 customers in more than 60 countries. Pretty impressive, right? And their client list is a real who's who of global finance. I mean, 9 of the top 10 European banks. And their technology is critical. It powers nearly a quarter of all G7 currency liquidity sweeps worldwide. And all this impact, it drives some serious financial performance. They recently crossed 3,000 crore in annual revenue. But here's what's really cool. They balance healthy profit margins with a huge investment back into R&D. This means they're pretty much debt-free, which lets them constantly focus on what's next. And speaking of what's next, their latest launch is Purple Fabric. It's a platform for deploying expert AI agents. These AI agents can do some incredible things, like predict financial positions or personalize your banking experience. So it really makes you wonder, with tools that can predict and personalize, are these expert AI agents the future of banking? Okay, ever stared at one of these charts and felt totally lost? Let's change that. Yeah, I get it. At first, this just looks like a crazy mess of colors and lines. But believe it or not, it's telling a pretty clear story about a stock's journey. So let's start with the absolute basics. You've got price and you've got time. Super simple. The up and down axis shows the price. The side-to-side axis shows time. All right, see these little bars? Each one is called a candlestick, and it's key. The color tells you the main event. Green means the price went up. Red, it went down. And on this particular chart, each of those candles represents one whole week of trading. Okay, what about those big curvy lines that are hugging the candles? They're super important. These are called Bollinger Bands. Think of them as a way to measure the price's wildness. Here's the great way to think about it. They're like riverbanks for the price action. See here? The riverbanks are wide apart. That means the price was wild and stormy. And then, look here. The banks get narrow. That tells us things were much calmer then. All right, let's shift our eyes down below the main chart. This is where we gauge momentum. This first line is the RSI. It's kind of like a speedometer for the stock's price. So when that line is high, like here, it means the price was moving up really fast. And last but not least, we have these bars down here. That's volume. A cool way to think of volume, it's like party attendance for the stock. So, a big green bar like this one, that means the party was absolutely packed with buyers. Okay, so now we have all the pieces. Let's put them together and actually read the story. It really breaks down into a simple three-part story: the rally, the peak, and then the decline. And just like that, what once looked like a confusing mess now tells a clear story. The big takeaway here is that every single part of the chart has its own role. Remember, this shows the past. The goal is using it to ask smarter questions about the future.